Hi, welcome back. As you can tell from the title, I'm going to be using all clean at Sephora products today, or products that are listed as clean on the Sephora website. So I really wanted to do this mainly because I've had a lot of these brands in my cart on Sephora. We all get on Sephora and we just add stuff up till our total is like. Now, I have been wearing most of these products for about 4 to 5 days. I think there's only two that I haven't tried yet, but I don't like to go into things blindly. I like to give you a little bit of feedback on stuff. So I have been wearing them for a few days. I'm going to start out with, this was probably the product I have been most interested in trying, and it's the Ilia Super Serum Skin Tint SPF 40. There's another YouTuber that I watch. I also follow her on Instagram. She has amazing Instagram photos. Her name is Alexa Blake. I think her Instagram is Makeup Blake and her YouTube channel is just Alexa Blake. I will link it down below. But she primarily uses clean beauty, so she's a really good resource if you're more into that route of things. But she does awesome reviews, and she has been taking photos with this, reviewing this product lately, and I've just been really intrigued to try it. So I've been wearing it for a few days. I have some thoughts, and I already prepped my skin with just this little sample that came in here. It's a sample of their True Skin Radiant Priming Serum. So I initially ordered the shade Formosa, and I'll do a close-up and like a comparison as I'm applying this. The shades were pretty misleading I felt, compared to what they looked like on the Sephora website. They definitely appeared a lot darker in the swatches on the Sephora website, and when I got the Formosa shade in, I felt like it was 2 to 3 shades lighter than what it appeared on the arm or the swatch that Sephora had listed. So I actually had to go back and repurchase a darker color. So the shade that best fits me right now is the shade Diaz. The shade Diaz on the website looked like it was probably for like a medium, verging into like a medium tan skin tone, and that's not the case at all. It actually fits me quite perfectly, so that's the shade that I'm going to wear today. And the way I've been applying it is I've just been taking a very small amount from the dropper, about this much. It's very liquidy. And I have been applying it with my fingers because I've been seeing a lot of ads for this product, and that's how they've been advertising it. Like the models are in the sun and they're just, like casually rubbing it all over the skin. I see what I like and I follow. And I have to admit, I do like applying it with my fingers. I think the texture of it, if applied with a brush, I don't know. I don't think I would be down for it. The interesting thing about this is when I apply it, I really don't love the way that it feels. It's very hard to describe. It almost does feel a little greasy at first, but for some reason, I feel as if it does dry down a little bit, and I feel like I can't feel it throughout the day. So I was a little off-putted at first because I was like, oh man, I don't like the way this feels when it goes on. But after I have everything else on, it kind of just like slowly naturalizes, if that makes sense. I'm just gonna do one tiny little drop more just to apply around the under eye area, and I'm gonna be straight up right now. Just gonna tell you my opinion on it thus far. Every single day I have worn this, I have loved the way my skin has looked. And I think it gives just the perfect amount of coverage to where even at the end of the day when, things kind of start fading away, it's not packed with so much pigment that it looks patchy on you. It actually just kind of fades in a very natural fashion. So I have been liking this. I have had no problems with it whatsoever. And I love the finish. I think it's very healthy, very natural. I will say I do have to add a little bit of powder because obviously the glowing is off the charts. So far, so good with this. I can see myself wearing this a lot in the summer because of the SPF benefits, but it also contains niacinamide, squalane. Is it squalane? It's plant-based squalane and then hyaluronic acid. So there are supposedly some skincare benefits in here, and I have had no problems with it. So let's move into concealer. This is a concealer from a brand you're gonna see reoccur a couple of times, and it's the Kosas Revealer Super Creamy and Brightening concealer. Now I saw Alexa, I had seen her talk about this concealer, and recently I watched a video with Jamie Page, and she had purchased it and tried it in her video, and I'm glad that I watched that because right before I ordered, I watched her video, and she, I think, had bought the shade 3.5, and it was outrageously yellow and dark on her, and I think I had put the shade 4 in my cart. So that shade would not have worked. It would have been way too dark. So I ended up buying the shade number 3. It's a pretty good match. It does run very yellow, but it does match my skin, which I like in a concealer. I don't like my concealers obviously to be too light. That's not what I'm looking for. I'm really just looking for a little bit of bonus coverage, especially when I'm wearing something like this skin tint. So I've been wearing this concealer, like I said, for about 4 to 5 days now. At first, I was not sure. When I first felt of the texture, this is a pretty full coverage concealer. I would definitely categorize it as like medium full coverage. So if you do not want to be masked with a ton of coverage, I would definitely recommend small dot method like I've just done. But after wearing it with just like the smallest amount, I have really liked this. And I'm not gonna lie, even when I ordered it, I kind of just had the feeling that I wasn't gonna be super crazy about it. Probably because I have been so into more of like solid concealers like MAC Studio Finish and Glossier Stretch. I haven't really loved a liquid concealer in a while, other than like my Charlotte Tilbury Magic Away. And I wouldn't even categorize that as a love. I like it. But this looks good. It's coverage in a very pretty finish. And as far as like how it dries down, I would just say like natural. I haven't found it to be super dewy, and I definitely don't think it dries down matte. So it's kind of just somewhere in between like that natural and satin finish. Very cool, Kanye. Let's move into some bronzer. This was a bronzer that I picked up recently. I actually didn't even place it with the Sephora order, but I know that they do sell it on there, and it's the RMS Buriti Bronzer. So I used this in a video recently where I tried a lot of RMS Beauty, and I like it. It is definitely suited for, I would say, a specific skin tone. It does not, if you exceed like that medium tan skin tone, this is definitely not the bronzer to look into. I would definitely recommend the Milk Makeup matte bronzers. But it's a very interesting color, and I didn't notice how interesting the color was until a lot of you all pointed it out in my video. Several of you said that when I used this in my last video, all you could see was pink, that it looked like a blush. And now looking at it, I do see a lot of that red undertone, but for some reason, I kind of like it on my skin right now. I don't know. Maybe I'll grow out of that, but I do like the color of it with my skin tone. And you can definitely see what I'm talking about. It's pretty sheer. So once I feel you exceed that medium tan skin tone, it's not going to show up the best, and it potentially could just come off as like more of a blush. Can we just talk about TikTok for a moment? I am equally fascinated and disgusted with the TikTok app, okay? I have to admit, I have 2 TikToks because I've been in quarantine for over 3 weeks now, and what else is there to do, okay? They're not cool, they don't have a ton of views because I just don't get the TikTok trends. And it's very interesting because TikTok has very much been categorized as like a Gen Z app. So it's primarily dominated by Gen Z, and then the millennials and Gen X, and there's even some boomers on there are kind of jumping over. And I feel like it's when Facebook came out, and then all the boomers joined Facebook, and then it just made, like the millennials mad. That's kind of that's what's happening, I feel, with TikTok during this quarantine, because I'm on there and I'm watching some of this stuff, and I'm just like, first of all, I'm 2 years away from being categorized as a Gen Z. I was born in 1993, and I think the cutoff for a millennial is 1995. So very close, but I feel like I'm so far away because I'm watching this stuff. Okay, for example, there is some type of trend on TikTok that I have seen so many girls do where it's like which girl can be the biggest catfish. And what they do is they start out with like a full face of makeup and then they take their makeup off and they want to claim like biggest catfish status. Maybe I'm just out of touch with teenage reality, but I see that and I'm like, oh great, males have somehow tricked these girls into institutionally thinking that they look terrible without makeup. And I'm baffled, I'm confused, and some of these little TikTok boys piss me off. I also can't tell how old they are. Are you 15 or are you 28? Like, what's happening? Anyways, that's my rant about TikTok. I can definitely tell on camera it is kind of picking up a little blushy. Well, we're going to blush it up a little bit more because this is something I have just been eyeing for a very long time, and I've just been telling myself, you don't need any more cream blush, and so now is my excuse. This is the Kosas Color and Light palette, and it's a blush and highlighter. I got the shade Velvet Melon, and this is the Velvet Melon High Intensity. So for each color that they offer in these palettes, they also offer a high intensity version, which all it said was that it was double the pigment, double the payoff. So I was like, of course I'm gonna go for the high intensity. So yeah, I got Velvet Melon High Intensity. I've worn it a couple of times. It is very pretty. It's just a nice kind of corally, peachy, orangish mix up here. I don't want to say it's like straight up an orange when you apply it, but it's very pretty. I like it. I have to be honest, I haven't gauged like the longevity with these that much because I think I've worn this particular palette for about 3 days now, and let's be honest, like it's been hot outside, I've been going outside doing workouts. I haven't been fully gauging like the blush situation. I've been more focused on how the rest of the skin has been holding up, but I haven't noticed it to look ugly. I think it's very hard for a cream blush to look bad by the end of the day because normally they just kind of like dissipate on the skin. Okay, I'm going pretty heavy with it because I can, and someone also told me my cheeks look the same in every video, so what now, Rhonda? What now? I'm going to set my skin before I go back and apply the highlighter because this is too much. It's too much going on. I need to set my face, so I'm going to be using the RMS Uncover Up Powder, or Tinted Un Powder. Tinted Un Powder, that's what it's called. I just made up a name for it. And it's in the shade 01. This is the powder that I talked about also in a recent video where I used a lot of RMS, and I have really been liking it. It pairs very well with dewy products because I will say it's a little bit on the matte side, but if you're wearing something really dewy, chances are it's going to break through a little bit, and I feel like this is kind of the perfect combination with this serum skin tint because it is a very glowy product. All right, honestly, I feel like this doesn't do much because the glow is already there, people. It is literally already there. But the highlighter in here is just kind of like a very subtle peachy highlighter to me. On my skin tone, that's kind of how it shows up. If you're a little bit darker than me, it would probably come off as more of like maybe a rose gold. But on me, it does give like this slight peach tint. I don't want to lie. I'm not trying to get freaky. Let's talk about brows really quick. There were not a ton of clean brow products listed on the Sephora website that I could find, but I was interested in this one because this is a brand that we know I love, and it's the Milk Makeup Gel Brow, and I got it in the shade Pilsner. It is just a simple little brow pencil, but it does have a very gel-like texture, a very emollient texture. I have to be careful with these types of brow pencils because they can just get a little crazy, a little freaky on my brows. But so far, so good with this one. I've been wearing it almost every single day. And the problem I have with these gel type pencils is a lot of the times they will literally melt off. They are just not made for heat. And I haven't found that it does that. I also feel because it does have this kind of tacky gel texture. It holds the brows in place really well. So yeah, I haven't had a problem with it yet. And I do like the shade. The shade is Pilsner. I think it was one of the darkest ones you could get. There was not a huge shade selection, but it's nice and neutral. It's like a nice neutral brown. I just feel as I'm applying it, it's almost like gelling my brows in place. I was very excited to get these eyeshadows. These are the Kosas 10-second eyeshadow, and I don't know what sounds more like me than a 10-second eyeshadow, other than probably like a no-second eyeshadow. You know what I mean? I need something that's like very quick, no fuss, and I got two shades. I got the shade 333, that's the name of this one, and then the second one is called Globe, which Globe is kind of like this coppery gold, and then 333 is obviously a purple. I have worn Globe. I wore it 2 days ago, and it was very easy to apply. It was very pretty. I did experience a little bit of creasing, but it was not as bad as my RMS cream eyeshadows. The creasing kind of started to happen like midday. So I have not tried 333. That's what I want to try in this video. It looks dark in the tube, but actually like when you swatch it, it's not as dark as like what it appears. It's actually, I don't know, kind of like a lavender maybe? I don't know. Let's just go for it. I like it. It definitely shears out. As you can tell, it's just like this very nice soft purple tone, but I could build up the globe color that I used the other day. I built it up a little bit, so I'm going to see how much I can build this one up. Use a brush to try to smooth out the edge a little bit. Okay, I cannot tell if I like this or if it's too much hassle and also possibly a little underwhelming. That makes no sense at all, but all of these thoughts are going through my head right now. And I'm unsure. I am unsure. The color is a little finicky. I am having a hard time kind of just making it look smooth and also building up the color in general. This globe color I felt like was a little bit easier to work with. There was also, I felt more shimmer in this shade compared to this one. I don't know if you can tell down at the bottom, all of the shimmer is down here, and it says shake well, but I'm shaking the dang thing, and it stays, like the shimmer stays down there. I'm assuming that's the shimmer. Okay, I think I got it broken up a little bit more, so let's see if anything changes. Okay, I have only swatched this eyeliner, but it is the Milk Makeup Longwear Gel Eyeliner, and it's in the shade Bonus. It's kind of like a sparkly brown tone, and I'm just going to line my eyes. I think we're going to do like some feline action because I did carry this purple shade out pretty far, and I haven't used this one yet, so whew, this bad boy is drying. I'm assuming that is where the longwear claim is coming in at, but it is hard to work with. Okay, well, that is not the one to start out with if you are into winged liner because there's no movability with it. It's almost like immediately dry when you put it on. It was hard to work with. Now, if you just do like your regular quick liner, I don't foresee you having a problem with it. But for anything you want to smudge or have some movability. Nope, that was not the one. I don't see myself reaching for that one often, but it is very pretty. It's a very noticeably sparkly brown liner. So let's move into mascara. I got a mini Tarte. It's called Surfer Curl Mascara. I got a mini because it was in my no buy that I was not supposed to buy high-end mascaras this year, but for a clean at Sephora video, I had to have a clean mascara. So this one was, I don't know, it was like 12 bucks. So probably still within the realm of what you would buy a drugstore mascara for. So it's called Surfer Curl. It did not have great reviews. At least the mini, the little mini section did not have good reviews. It was like 3 stars. But you know what? I have had a very positive experience with this mascara. I feel like out of all the things Tarte does, they do mascaras really well. And it's been a long time since I have used a Tarte mascara, but this one it's been doing good. It's been doing good. I have no complaints. Do not be mad. I use Charlotte Tilbury's Iconic Nude. I know it is not clean beauty, but I could find like no lip pencils listed under the Clean at Sephora section. So the only thing I got for lips are these Lilah B Luxe mini lip duos. So these are like a combination between an actual lipstick and a lip oil. I got a mini so I could obviously have 2 colors, and the shades are Be Elegant and Be Remarkable. These are awesome. I have been wearing these like every single day, and they are just like this really lightweight oil, but they actually give your lips color. I have found with lip oils in the past, they just feel really watery. They don't give your lips color. These do. And the one that I really like is this brown shade. It's called Be Elegant. That's what I'm going to use. It is so comfortable. I love the way that these feel. I have been very impressed with them. And then to top it off with, I also got a lip gloss from a brand that several of you have asked me about. I was not really super familiar, but I saw it on Sephora, and it's Tower 28. I got the lip gloss in the shade Magique. It's this nice, by the way, I was trying to say magic. Reminds me a lot of a lip gloss that Bare Minerals used to make. It was just this very glittery shade. All right, there we have it. A Clean at Sephora look. I'm digging it. Even with this weird purple eyeshadow situation, I feel like that's probably the vibe that these are supposed to be, is kind of like that sheer, like abstract style look. I just felt like this color built up a lot better than this color right here. But overall, everything that I've tried, I mean, I have felt has been really nice, especially this combination together for my skin. I don't know, I like it. I think it looks good. It's been holding up nicely as well. There is literally nothing from this Clean at Sephora Beauty order that I made that I can complain about. I mean, I would say if I had to pick one, it would probably be the eyeliner, and that's just a preference thing. I need something that can smudge a little bit more, but it's a pretty color. Like, I'm looking at it and I in person can actually see the sparkle coming off the liner. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed this. I mean, I'm not fixing my hair because what's new? It's quarantine, and I got nowhere to be, but I'm feeling a little sassy. I like it. I hope you guys liked it. If you have any questions, leave them down below. Let me know if there's anything from these brands that I talked about that I need to try next, because very impressed, like the impressed right now. I liked everything. So let me know your thoughts below on some clean beauty products, some ideas. Obviously, let me know video ideas that you would like to see in the upcoming weeks. I think my next one is going to be a full face of tints. So makeup tints, things that are listed as tinted, light coverage. You get the gist. Hope you enjoyed, and I will see you guys in my next one. Bye.